will be held this year in Stockholm in Sweden. The UK, of course, go through by rights to the final, along with Italy, Germany, France, Spain and the host nation, Sweden. As for all the rest, well, they'll have to go into 2 semi-finals, from which 10 will be picked from each semi-final to go through to the final proper. Now, representing Ireland this year and singing in the second semi-final is the former Westlife member Nicky Byrne. Nicky, incidentally, is also one of the co-writers of the song, which is called Sunlight. Well, I spoke to Nicky earlier in the week and I asked him how he was feeling about his Eurovision debut.
Well, I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm proud. And it's been a long time coming, I suppose. I've delivered the results for Ireland in Eurovision for the past 3 years. So I've been around it. And I know how big it is and how big the shows are and the rehearsals involved, because, I was that guy that, for the past 3 years people go and let's go to Ireland. And I'd be saying, good evening, Stockholm, or whatever, it's Dublin calling. So now it's my turn to be on that stage, flying the flag. And who wouldn't be proud to represent their country at anything? And it obviously coincides with me releasing a solo album, and this song is the first single. And I think, I'm always been the type of guy to really feel that, you'll be a long time dead. You might as well enjoy these things and take every challenge that comes your way,
Absolutely, Nicky. Do you feel, though, that with Ireland's poor performances in recent years, there's even more pressure on you this time to be successful?
I suppose there is and there isn't. I think if things go wrong, if we don't qualify, maybe Ireland will never qualify, or maybe they'll need to do something completely different again. But I just know RTE, for many years, they've wanted to try and do something different. And a lot more countries in Eurovision nowadays, because obviously Europe has broken up and expanded and etc. So it's harder to even qualify, never mind win it. And if I qualify and I do well, hopefully that will open up the door to more well-known, more established artists that might turn their nose to Eurovision, and they might look at me and go, well, he did it. He chanced his arm and it worked.
I know what you're saying. RTE have done something different this year, because usually there was a short list of 6 or so songs that they would pick one from. This year, they specifically chose you and your song. Why did they change the format?
Because it wasn't working. I think they needed to do something different. And maybe this isn't the right decision either. And we won't know we'll know in 2 weeks' time. But I think what's happened is, over the years, they've had a mentoring system on the Late Late Show, chat show, which they picked 4 or 5 or 6, say, people from the music industry. Like they've had Linda Martin over the years. I think Louis might have done it. And they picked people and said, can you cast your net and pick an artist and pick a song and come back to us? And anybody can only, like, if you were one of those mentors, you can only cast your net so far. You can only flick through your phone or your emails or say, do you know anybody who'd be good for Eurovision? Do you know anybody with a great song that would be good for you? Can you get somebody to write it quickly? So that's why they have been doing it, and we haven't been pretty much qualifying, or we haven't been doing well or doing ourselves justice. And then you see when Jedward came off X Factor and they went in with the buzz around it, the difference. It was a good, catchy song. And it did well. It was our best result in years. That was, I think they finished 8th. And then last year they just opened it up to everybody. They gave an email address. They said, you know what? There you go. Send it in to us and we'll see. Now, I thought you would have had 10,000 people sending in songs. Yes. I think the number was in around 500 people sent in a song. And then you can probably, and I'm guessing here, rule out 50% of those songs as not suitable. They have to be 3 minutes in length. They have to be instantly catchy. You've got 3 minutes out there to show. So I went to RTE and I said, look, I'm releasing this next year. Here's a song that's come out of a great stable. Even if you take me out of the equation, you've got Wayne Hector, who's written for One Direction, Britney Spears, Westlife. He's written Flying Without Wings, all of those songs. And then Ronan Hardyman, who's done all the music for Lord of the Dance over the years. So it's come out of like a very good professional stable. And obviously, I've been in Westlife, I've stood on those stages. I thought, look, I think I can give this a shot.
And the fact, Nicky, that you're an established performer with Westlife, and you would be known throughout Europe, that obviously is going to help your chances as well.
I hope so. I don't know that, but I hope so. Westlife had major success in a lot of territories. I'm sure there's many people that will watch that will remember the band Westlife. They probably won't know me as an individual, but they'll certainly go, oh yeah, remember that band or remember that song. I mean, Uptown Girl, for example, had major success with Claudia Schiffer in the video for Comic Relief. That was a big hit around Europe, as was You Raise Me Up.
Have you had a chance to suss out the opposition?
Yeah, I've seen loads of it. Nowadays with Twitter and Facebook and all those, obviously with the internet, you, as soon as a song is announced, you see the artist, you see the songs. Some great songs. France is very strong. Russia is very strong. He's a a big pop star in Russia. Sweden, as always, have a great tune in there. I love the Spanish entry. The Polish entry is really good. The Bulgarian entry is really good. And actually, the Spanish entry, the girl came up to me and said, "Oh, I was the biggest Westlife fan, and it's great to meet you." And I'm thinking, God, I feel old now, you know. So yeah. So listen, it'll be a great, and it's a unique opportunity, and you know, you'll take it away with you forever and say, that's something I did. It's like a box that you tick, and hopefully I can just do a decent performance on the night.
Do you think in any sense, though, Nicky, that the contest has lost some of its integrity? Because no longer do they vote for the winning song, for the best song. There seems to be block voting in countries and so on. Do you get that impression, or do you feel that your song is strong enough to stand there on its own?
Well, there's two answers to that. One, I think the block voting, it certainly seemed like it happened through, I would have said, the early noughties. But I would honestly say over the past 5 years, and I'm a Eurovision fan, but I've said over the past 5 years, definitely the best songs have won. Last year, Manzel Malo, Heroes, definitely was the best song. 3 years ago with Loreen, Euphoria was definitely the best song. I even think the year Conchita won, although it was alternative and it was a little bit different, I also believe that on the night it was the best song. So that like, if you look at the countries who've won over the past year, Sweden have won twice, Denmark have won. So that's we'll call it the older countries, the old, you know, Scandinavian countries. That's not the newer Eastern Bloc countries winning it, which probably there was a few years in a row where a lot of the Eastern Bloc countries, or the newer countries, for want of a better word, into Europe, were winning it. And I also feel with the second part of the answer to that is, I also feel with the block voting, I think it's geographical. I think, for example, Ireland will always give our closest neighbours, the UK, great votes because we share the love of the same music. We share similar taste in everything, you know. So we'll know their pop stars, they'll know ours, and all of that type of stuff. So I think that's natural, and that's the same for, you know, your Eastern Europeans. I'm sure Lithuania will give Latvia better votes because they know their artists and they like their songs. And so I think the key to it is to pick up top votes from the countries beside you, and